Hi, my name's Jonathan Hicks. I'm back at the Dice Cup, and this evening I'm joined by
Rob,
Steve,
Andy,
and we've just finished playing Hoyuk, I think is how you pronounce it. Now, it's a tile-laying game. You pick a faction. So in this case, I was red. So all the red houses you can see on the board are mine. And you start with a big pile of these houses. And we take it in turns going around the table, and you draw these tiles. So there's a bunch of different tiles over here you can see. And they all allow you to build 2 of your buildings and then do something else. So you take one of your buildings and you stick it somewhere on the board. Now, you can see the buildings are grouped into blocks. If I want to add to a block, it must join onto one of my existing houses. I can't just put it anywhere. And that means you can potentially get blocked in as people are building houses around if you can't connect to your own house. But also, you can't join 2 blocks together. So you can see we've got a block in the middle here and another block sort of here. These spaces in the middle, nobody can build there. So purple, you can see he's got 3 houses here, but he's actually blocked in. You can't build here, 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 or here. So blocking plays pretty important in this game. So you can also build on top of one of your houses. You can see this one's actually a level 2 house. That's going to become quite important. And then after you've built your houses, you're going to be adding various things to them. So in this case, I could build an oven or a shrine. You've got a bunch of these little tokens here. So shrines, ovens, buffalo, which have to go in pens. You can build pens sometimes. You can see they go on the sides of tiles like this. And then you stick the buffalo in the pen. Oh, and you also get family members. You sort of stick families in the houses like this. So we go around trying to build up these different things here, and the reason you're doing this ultimately is to try and win various categories. So the person who has the most ovens in each block is going to get one of these cards. The most shrines in each block gets a card there. Most pens, those are that's the double rooms when you've got 2 houses on top of each other. That's the most houses in a block. You've got the most families and the most buffalo. So if you've got, say, the most houses in 2 or 3 different blocks, you can potentially win quite a few cards when you do the scoring at the end of each round. Finally then, you're trying to spend these cards as you go through the game in sets. You can see if the symbol at the top left here matches, the more of these you have, the more points you're going to get. So if you've got 5 of matching symbols, you're going to get 12 points. And there's various stages in the game when you can play these cards for points, but the tricky thing is that you can also spend them individually. If I choose to spend this one individually, this would give me a family member. So you're trying to decide, do I want to play the card to get more stuff on the board to get more cards, or do I want to kind of cash them in to get points? At the end of the game, whoever has the most points is the winner. All right, what do we think?
I think it's alright. I just want to thank Major Company. It was a review copy, so thank you to Major Company for sending me that. It's a good mix of mechanisms, all works together quite well. It's quite interactive, quite competitive, quite nasty in places where you can block people off. It's good. It's just good isn't good enough anymore.
Okay, Steve?
we played one of the rules slightly wrong, and with that in context, I think playing the rules the right way would have made I enjoyed the game a bit more. The hazard cards seem quite random. I think it only happened once, and I was the victim of the hazard card the time it did happen. You can mitigate it with a shaman.
Yeah, I forgot to mention this, but at the end of each round, you're drawing one of these hazard cards, which will destroy potentially certain things on the game, on the board. So in this case, whoever has the fewest buildings loses half of their families. So if you've got quite a few families, that's going to potentially affect you. And the shaman that Steve's talking about, if you draw a tile that matches it, you can place this shaman on, which will protect one of the blocks.
So that was slightly random. It does pick like the smallest or the biggest village, or the village with the most of these, and then it kind of forces every player in there to lose bits of it. Well, I just got the majority in that village that got trashed effectively, and then I lost the majority and lost a lot of cards. I think turn order is massively important, and the fact that you have 2 builds before turn order switches is a bit weird. Going last is huge, but you can get blocked in if you go first. It just seems to be going first is really bad, and you have to go first twice in a row. The guy who won went last on the very first round and was generally going late on earlier in the game, so took advantage of that, got a lot of cards that way. I would say the game looks lovely, I just didn't think it played as well as it looked.
Andy?
Yeah, it's okay. There's a couple of things with the randomness that Steve mentioned. Is the events I think it would be better if you had some foresight of what the event or what a possible event would be. So you know where to place the shaman if you are the lucky person to get the shaman tile. But also, it's because you could place it somewhere and it still completely affects you. or rather than what you, because ideally you want it to affect other people and not you by placing the shaman. And also the randomness of the way these are drawn. There's a couple of them that have let you place a buffalo first. If you get that first, you can't place your buffalo. So you're basically having a reduced action for your first, possibly your first turn or second turn. But yeah, I think it's possibly if it went in a horseshoe for construction would be better. So first player constructs, goes round. Last player constructs, it goes back to first player, just to mitigate some of that randomness. But as sort of say, it's okay. I'll probably give it about 6.5.
Okay, Steve?
With the rules we played, I haven't really enjoyed this game at all. I'd probably rate it 4, but I would want to play it again with the proper rules, and maybe that would make me rate my decision a bit higher.
Okay. Rob?
I've played a bit of a game with the right rules, but I'm still going to give it a 5. I'm going to give the rule book a 1.
Okay. Yeah, I sort of feel like there's a good game hiding in here somewhere, but I really struggled to find it. I didn't like it personally. The artwork's great. The graphic design's really nice, but there were lots of things that just don't seem to make any sense. So, for example, the ovens look like this, okay? The picture under the oven is this, but the picture for the most ovens is this. There's nothing like this. So, it's very hard to learn and figure out what's going on. A lot of things don't seem to match. We struggle to understand quite how the card play works. There is a lot of blocking, and I think for me personally, I also found it just a bit too nasty. With that turn order thing, because I started going first at the beginning of the game, you put your houses down and someone else thinks, oh, if I go there, I'm going to beat him and get more. And you can never catch up as long as that player's going after you, because you put your houses down and then they put them down and beat you. So I struggled throughout the game for that reason. So for me personally, I think I'd be on a 4 out of 10. Not for me. All right, thanks for watching. That was Hoyuk.